thing that the police in Olaba does effectively is to shut down birthday parties and set up. And I don't believe that is what the police was assigned to do in that area. The leadership in that area, we need to look at them to see whether or not they are being effective, whether they are offering proper leadership to the rank and file out in Old Harbour, which they are not doing. So they need to look at the leadership and to see, are they leading their subordinate properly? As I said, the only effective thing they do in that area is to lock down baby parties and set up. I've been to 2 setup recently and police arrive at 10:15 to lock down setup. And I made it clear that the setup now lockdown. They have to lock me up first. They have to lock me up first. But it's not going to lock down at 10:15. Because you are there to sympathize with your colleagues, your neighbor, who has somebody passed away. You tell me at 10:30 or 10:15, all the police know, the superintendent know to lock down parties and lock down setup. That is not what the police are supposed to be doing. They need to go there to curb crime, to find the gangsters and leave the parties and the setup.
Welcome viewers and subscribers, big up on yourself, man. Don't forget to like up the video, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, is it me? Drop a like on the video. Anyway, viewers and subscribers, you know we always talk about this general is it, which always defend the people. And so Mr. Clifford Warmington always for the people and always for the people. We wish the rest of them should have just follow his footsteps. He always defend the people. You see me? So whenever I see a clip of him, I always love to post it. Anyway, viewers and subscribers, I'm gonna show you our next clip with a man that's standing up and talking some key points. Take a look, guys. Don't forget to like up the video.
We're in trouble, you know. This don't look good, you know. Jamaica. We're in trouble. This don't look good at all. No. Have you seen the Holness UN speech? Have you seen that? If you haven't seen the Holness UN speech, every citizen of Jamaica, foreign and abroad, I need to go take a look on the Holness UN speech. United Nations speech, you know. They used to call it the League of Nations. Now it is the United Nations speech. I want you to go watch the Holness United Nations speech.
So viewers and subscribers, the speech that he's talking about, I'm going to make taking it right now. It's a small piece of clip, but this guy have a lot to say. I want you guys to watch a full video to get a better understanding of what this guy is saying. You see me? Anyway, viewers and subscribers, don't forget to like up the video and put your thought in the comment section.
Madam President, Jamaica once again condemns the heinous October 7, 2023 attack on Israel and is deeply horrified by the devastating humanitarian consequences of the counteroffensive in the Palestinian territories. A just and peaceful resolution to the conflict is only possible through diplomacy and dialogue. We continue to support United Nations Security Council Resolution 242 and support the call for a ceasefire agreement that includes the release of all remaining hostages and definitively ending the protracted war and human suffering. Madam President, political instability, gang violence, and humanitarian crises in Haiti.
As I continue to exercise my freedom of speech, my freedom of thought, and I write to my opinion. So, whenever a leader of any particular country is unable to criticize Israel, 100% of the time, it means that they are being funded by Israel. Now, every other leader in that UN conference condemned Israel's, activity in Palestine and calls it a genocide against Palestine. Every other leader, I'm going to play Mia Motley's speech shortly, and you compare the two. Every other leader that speak at that conference condemn Israel's activity in Gaza against Palestine and call it a genocide. Andrew Holness, however, say him condemn the attack against Israel, the October 7, 2023 attack against Israel. And that attack against Israel is being investigated by the International Criminal Court. Mr. Bibi Netanyahu has been investigated by the International Criminal Court for corruption and for war and crimes against humanity. No, Andrew Holness is unable to criticize Israel's activity in Gaza. Andrew Holness is unable to call those activity a genocide. Unlike me and Matley, unlike every other leader that spoke at that conference, Andrew Holness is the only leader, is the only prime minister that says he condemns the activity against Israel. And Andrew Holness did not speak about any sympathy, any empathy for the children in Gaza. Andrew Holness did not extend any form of solidarity to the children suffering in Gaza because of the action against Israel. And yes, we need every hostage to be released, and we need a ceasefire. But what is going on currently, as we speak right now, you know?
So before I play the video about me and Martin, I don't know if I pronounce it properly. Anyway, viewers and subscribers, what this guy is trying to say is like Andrew Holness is defending Israel, and he's not saying much about the Gaza. But well, for me, I don't see the speech that is made that wrong. You see me? You can't take no side either. You see it, you have to just be careful. Anyway, taking a clip here and tell me what you think. The guy say, taking this clip, and you Jamaican people, you should be wise. So I don't know.
Must not ignore the horror in Sudan. And of course, I don't need to remind you that it must not ignore the horror in Gaza. The genocidal destruction taking place in both places must now have our full attention. And as it relates to Gaza, yes, there must be a release of the hostages taken on October 7th. But we have now gone to a point where all of our human sensibilities are offended by the continuous and disproportionate attacks on the Palestinian people and the failure to allow access by the international community to the survivors for the provision of humanitarian aid. The survivors are entitled, my friends, to use the words of Bob Marley. How can you be sitting there telling me that you care, when every time I look around, the people suffer in the suffering in every way, in everywhere? My friends, it calls to mind the Roman historian Tacitus, who quoted a Scottish chieftain fighting against the military might of the Roman Empire. And I mention only the last two sentences. They plunder, they butcher, they ravish, they make it desert and call it peace. They make it desert and they call it peace. The real tragedy of war is that these children, when they become grandparents, will still be answering the innocent questions posed by their grandchildren 70, 80 years from now as to how they lost their limbs. Granny, how did you lose your leg? And when they answer, we run the risk that the violence and hate will be perpetuated for another 2 to 3 generations. This is not why we have come together. This is not good. And Madam President, it is happening under our watch. We can and we must do better to secure the peace across the world in the name of the children. And let me say that at the very least, the international community must immediately find the funding to support the children of Gaza and the children of Sudan for the next 3 months. UNICEF has said that in Gaza it is $66 million that is needed for the next 3 months. And in Sudan it is $200 million. The money is mostly nutrition related, to reverse or to mitigate famine for children, and to provide water and sanitation and health interventions. And we should note that there have been multiple disease outbreaks, including cholera. So, Madam President, to be very clear as I move on, a lasting peace can never be achieved through violence, not continued bombing. It can only be achieved through justice as our guide and dialogue, talking. And lest we forget, where others are seeking to build the peace and to preserve humanity in Gaza, as we saw, the international community must not condone the bombing of those states who look to facilitate peace. It is a red line that we must never cross. Madam President, I say simply again, another year, the world needs a reset. We must find, first and foremost, whether we still agree on the same values that inform our charter. As simple as this seems, this is necessary in any reset, for values we all know have changed over the last 80 years, and we cannot assume that it is business as usual. And if it is not available to all of us to agree to those values, then we must at least know who does and who doesn't. In addition to our inability to bring about peace in multiple conflicts, there really still are a number of issues that threaten our way of life and the stability of our planet.
Now, you heard me and Matley spoke, and I wanted to use the spiritual eyes and your spiritual ears and analyze, Pray to the Heavenly Father, mighty Yahweh, mighty Jehovah, mighty Jesus Christ, mighty Yahshua HaMashiach. Pray to him for interpretation. This is my takeaway from what I just saw and what I've just shown. My takeaway is that our government, Andrew Holness, is allegedly bought and paid for by Israel. Our government, Andrew Holness, is allegedly being funded by Israel. That is my opinion. And as I exercise freedom of speech, freedom of thought, and I write my opinion, I hope I'm not criminalized, sabotaged, or even executed. This is my opinion. And I have a right to my opinion as a living, breathing human who have a soul. I have a right to my opinion and thoughts. Our government is being funded. Which points to note that what this is telling me is that we didn't even have an election the other day. We had a show election. Because there is no way there could be so many cases of election fraud and the opposition party concede so quickly. This tells me that Mark Golding is even a part of this. Mark Golding is a show opposition. He's not a true opposition. This tells me that Andrew Holness will never lose back another election in Jamaica, whether he loses by number or not. Because the powers that be want him there. We're in a trouble in Jamaica. We're in a serious trouble. This is not about PMP or JLP. This is about Jamaican and Jamaican future, and about our sovereignty and about the welfare of our people and our children. If my assumptions, my alleged assumptions are true, we're in trouble. We're in a deep trouble. I feel like Andrew Holness should be saying what Mia Matley said. She even made reference to Bob Marley. Yeah, like, tell me if I'm wrong, people. Me don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. This is a situation where I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong about this. Please, like somebody, maybe I am demanding too much from my leader. Maybe then again I'm saying, maybe if he criticizes Israel, he may put his country in danger. But why is Mia Matley allowed to call the activity against Gaza genocide, and our leader can barely, he must use some adjective, some political adjectives to toy around the term, he must use some adjectives. What him say? Him say the counter effect of the counter terrorist attack, the counter humanitarian attack against Israel, which is leading to whatever. That is a whole bunch of nothing. That is a whole bunch of nothing. All he's saying is that he stands with Israel. So Jamaica stand with Israel. Jamaica, our country, stand with Israel. And I mean, nothing is wrong if Jamaica stand with Israel. But I think the people of Jamaica need to know that our government is being funded by Israel. I think there should be some form of transparency to show the relationship and the connection with our country, or with our government and Israel. Then again, them kill me like Charlie Kirk, so I'm happy nice.
So viewers and subscribers, he goes as far as to say the ladies now have more speech, saying more, defending more, more than the men's, So if you agree, guys, put your thought in the comment section. Let me hear what you have to say. See it about this.
This is the last thing I'm going to say. But I just want to see a round of applause for black woman. Like a round of applause for black woman. You know what I've observed in this era, in this time, is that black woman have more balls than black man. Black woman around the world, the Candice Owens, the Mia Matley, you name them. Black woman have more balls than black man in this era. Black man is afraid to stand up and speak the truth. Actually take a woman. Brother, if God is not a woman, I don't know, may I tell you. like, me just want to say a round of applause for a black woman. And I just want to say big up to every black woman, because, you know, we get, like, them get the brute end where people actually deny what is a woman and what does it mean to be a woman, and a man feel like him can go do a surgery, actually become a woman, and don't understand the biological pain, you know, the suffering it takes to actually be a woman, a true woman. Because look at this woman standing up before the world and speaking the truth, irregardless of the consequences. She's standing and speaking the truth. And some boy after you tiptoe around a genocide, some boy we nana balls after use some pretty words to cover themselves. Like, sometimes I wonder, and me I say to myself, say, yo, no wonder why them say so much paternity fraud in a Jamaica and around the world, because like most of these men are actually women, you know, and them not realizing it. Most of these men are like them, but them not have no backbone. You see me? Them can't turn up and stand up for what's right and say, listen to me, if a life or death, me not business, me I turn up for what's right and me I talk the truth. I'm not afraid, I'm not gonna take away money, I'm not gonna take away life. Brother, life is a death sentence. Well, are we have to dead? Life is a death sentence. You have to stand up for what's right. You stand up for, you stand for something or you fall for anything, my friend. And the only people I see a stand for, if you something right now, a black woman, a stand up. Like, black men are so afraid and so cowardice. You actually take none of the maroons who left for years. Say, what you say them a do? Them a enslave my people and talk about Jesus come protect them guys and carry them guys foreign land and go enslave them. You are going. We're going to pretend like we are going. We are free with people. And then they come here and fight war and free people. A black woman. Since the beginning of time have more balls than black man. Why? Only a few black men can stand up. Stand up for what's right. The rest of them are coward. I kill off them when I need and I talk about them a gangster. And who forget the flame? Nah, get the flame, brother. I be innocent people, me see. Big up to black woman. Big up to black woman. Enough respect and enough love. You see me? Like, we as black men, like, sometimes we are so irresponsible. Like, we have no attention to detail. Like, we don't follow through with nothing. You see me? We don't want to know the nuances and the details that even come with having a family. You want to have sex with a woman, you don't care if she eat, you don't care if she have clothes, if she have sanitary soap, if she have sanitary napkin, all of the needs or her needs, you're not trying to help her to meet. But you expect her to go above and beyond for you. And then now, when you say pick in a fear, you want to kill her. Brother, you never want a man. You're irresponsible, brother. You're irresponsible. I mean, I justify a woman action, but somehow we're irresponsible, brother. And when we hear so we get jacket. Brother, if you have sex with a woman one time, you know, try to help her in know I mean the responsibility. You know, try to make sure it's emotionally, mentally, financially she's okay. You see me? You know, follow through, you know, keep your word. You just want to go put your name on paper and say your father. You don't take no responsibility. But yet still when you hear son of you want to kill her. No, it is about responsibility. And this is why even Jamaica is a jacket. The country of Jamaica is even a jacket. Because they might tell us that Jamaica independent, but yet still we have a governor general. We have to approve every governmental decision. Where our prime minister, every government member make. Him have to approve it. That means a direct representation of our colonial masters. A direct representation of the crown. Governor General have to approve and make sure say everything go according to the crown will for our country. But yet still we are independent. The JDF belongs to the crown. Every activity, every mission with the JDF have to go through. The crown have to approve it first. And we independent. Boy, I mean I know.